Hello, hello, and welcome back to episode 11 of Tiān 2. Last time, we had a very tense showdown in the theater. We had an altercation between our group of intrepid heroes and uh, Leanna's sister, Alayla, the Mad Maestro, and shocking to everyone, the one of the archdruids from Shiruknatau, Ruck himself, after defeating Ruck and pushing Alayla and Mad Maestro to their limits, the group then, the Mad Maestro and Alayla both disappeared, and the group decided to take some time to gather themselves, and as they did, uh, they let their traveling companion Malmun go off with Taya, a paladin from Bronzewatch, who helped them in this endeavor. And as they left, Alayla struck again, trying to take them off guard as she hid before they exited the building. After another altercation, Alayla again was pushed to her limit and decided to flee. However, she is not aware that Passeth has her marked and knows exactly where she is. Okay, so
I have you in my sights.
the night is calm. There is no clouds in the sky, and the moon is about half, so you do have a little bit of light. What are you doing?
Uh, Estelle is in her starry form still. That does give off some light. I don't remember the exact specifics. Let me double check that. It says 10 foot of bright light and an additional 10 feet of dim light. So there is that to go by. Uh, and uh, she's going to say to the group, well, I have one spell slot left. I'm able to cast one more spell for the day, and uh, I'm a little hurt, so I was thinking to use that just for, a bit more survivability, I guess, and then should probably head after her soon. Don't give her too much time to rest, if any.
I'm pretty tapped myself.
Yeah.
Hey, me too. I only have one. I have enough in me for one more as well.
Alright. So, it's risky, it's a gamble, but she's also pretty spent. I think the three of us can do this.
She hard counters me. She taught me everything about throwing stuff.
Then we don't throw. We get in close and we strike. She can counter both pretty easily, but on a 3-on-1, it'll be a lot harder.
Yeah, we need to take her down. Need to get her back.
Right?
Well,
Alright.
I was waiting to further identify this, but maybe Liana, you can use this, and I bring out Ruck's scimitar.
I, I can try. It's not really, never really used a blade much, but I can try it, I guess.
It's something better than getting pelted with your own cards.
Yeah, and probably shade better than my standard knives.
Okay, so it sounds like we're doing this. Alright, so, do you want to get Boxbot up?
Yeah, you just gotta give him a minute.
Okay.
Well, while we have a minute, I could. No, wait, I don't have a pearl. Never mind.
And do we want to get Taya and Malmoon?
Probably should. They.
They definitely would be a lot of help.
Okay. Alright. You guys take a minute to catch your breath, take a quick breather. I'm gonna head inside to go get them.
Okay.
And we got this. And
Damn well hope so.
me too. And Estelle is going to head inside and doing so, going to use her very last spell slot to cast healing words on herself.
And
That
are you
is,
close enough to have it bounce?
I can have it bounce to anyone here, but also I was planning on using it on myself because I really need healing.
Okay.
I'm pretty low.
Yeah, because I'm at 19 myself.
Yeah.
I have healing potions though, so if need be, I can drink those.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna use this on myself,
Okay.
unfortunately, but
No worries.
that's 9 healing and an additional 8, so 17. That's pretty good. All right. And it's about 35 out of 57. It's pretty darn good from that. So, yeah, now Estelle is inside, and she's going to call for Tiān and Malmond and start looking for him.
Okay. Is there any particular place in the theater you're going to first, or are you just entering in the door and just immediately yelling for him?
When last we heard from them, Malmond was like somewhere on a higher level, so first Estelle's going to go to that and look for them there.
Okay. Yeah, you go up to the second flight, or second story, I should say, and you are greeted with a sight of a few left behind valuables of people who quickly exited the theater. A few damaged seats. You can tell from the scurry that some people did not leave in an orderly fashion, as you were almost aware of, as they almost trampled you. But
As well as a couple box bot sized footprints.
beyond that, it's empty.
Right, she's gonna start to call for them because she could have sworn that they were here.
Okay. In uh, in the wide, vast theater that is specifically built to allow a voice to carry longer distances, you hear yourself echo, and the sound of your own voice reverberate against the walls. And then you wait, And you wait. And you wait. And there's no response.
Okay. That's upsetting. Alright. Let's just go. Can't search for them forever. And Estelle's going to be very confused, considering she didn't think there were any other entrances or exits, but it makes sense for there to be. And she's going to head right back outside as quickly as she can.
Okay.
Were you able to find them?
No, they're not in there. I called for them. I looked on the second floor, but they weren't there. So it's just gonna be the three of us. Well, four with Foxbot.
Really
If a
lucky.
minute has passed, Foxbot staggers up and shakes off all of the excess moss that has covered him. And he looks brand new.
Well then,
How long is your mark going to last?
About an hour. So, and also knowing that I'm not the most perceptive, definitely going to be needing as much help as I can.
well,
I can
you've
do
got
that. I
it.
know this city, alright?
Alright. Just point us in a direction, and we'll keep going.
Okie doke. I'm
I
assuming that.
already have advantage on it.
I'll be giving you guidance every chance, every time we stop to roll.
Yeah.
Let me see here real quick. Just checking.
They're both the same, my perception and survival. And just a +1. And hopefully you guys can't hear my cat.
Nope.
No, we didn't.
Okay, good.
And hopefully when my dog starts freaking out when it starts raining again, you don't hear him.
Oh no.
Okay, so, Passeth, I'll need you to make a survival check in order to track Alayla.
Here's the first one.
Yeah. Advantage and guidance from the Hunter's Mark advantage.
Alright, that's already a really good roll. It's a 17.
Alright.
Ooh, even better. That's a 19.
Alright, and a
Shiny.
D4.
And D4. Come on. Oh, yeah, that's 4.
So it's a total of 23, if my math's right.
Yep.
Okay.
I was worried about that roll all week.
Oh.
Well, here's the thing. That's an amazing roll. And as you take off to look for Layla, the footprints are clear, but I think the thing that's even more clear to you, Passeth, is the drops of blood that are being left behind, like a breadcrumb trail being left, and you're following it. The outstanding issue is that you guys did take a minute to look for Taya and Malman, and to fix Boxbot. And Alayla is very fast. So you're on the trail, but she is still somewhere in the city, a very big city, and she had quite a lot of time to get ahead. I need you to roll another survival check.
Alright.
Guidance again.
And still with advantage.
Yeah, it's a 15.
Alright, okay. Not bad, bad.
That's a 20. Not
Ooh.
natural, but
Alright, and the guidance.
hey, that's another 4.
Nice.
Nice!
24. Whew.
You guys
So,
are on a trip. You are being led by Paseth, who I believe is in centaur mode at this point.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm assuming because Estelle is the slowest, she is riding on Paseth.
Probably, yeah.
mhm.
Okay. You guys are being brought up and down alleyways and around corners. There's one point in which you are stopped for a second and you're like, what happened? Did she jump? Did she disappear again? Did she teleport? And then you notice on the wall these markings and you see that she ran straight up it. So you feel like you're getting closer as the concentration on your spell, you're feeling that connection, that you are getting closer to your quarry, but the terrain is starting to become difficult. What do you guys do as you're faced with about a 15-foot climb to the top of this building in order to continue the trail?
I can get up there easy.
I'm
Can get up, drop a rope. You could, and pass up. You may have to leave this behind. I don't know how to get your armor and Boxbot up there.
yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Paseth, you there?
Yeah, I could box spot roll athletics.
If you want to straight up climb, yeah.
Yeah. He has a +7, so should be good.
Right. And
He crit.
oh,
That's a 27, so it's just the claws on his feet are just digging in, specifically just going straight up.
Just waltzes up the wall.
Yeah, there's like, it's oddly Terminator-esque with how precise the movements are and how disturbingly simple it appears for this creature to be moving. But yeah, in a flash, it ascends the 15 feet and is on this rooftop.
all right.
All right. Can I use acrobatics to climb?
Yes.
All right. 18.
Yeah, easy enough.
and Leanna will let down a rope for Estelle.
Right, and she will start to burn.
Okay. That is still an athletics check, but with advantage.
All right. Athletics, you said, or may I use acrobatics?
Because you are
Athletics.
using a rope
Pure,
and using your
yeah.
strength.
Pure. Okay, that makes sense. Just wanted to ask. That's a 16.
Okay. So, as you guys ascend this building, I would say that you're also helped, Estelle, a little bit by the trail left by Boxbot. A few holes left in the wall that you can kind of use as footholds. And you are up top, on top of this particular building. Now, the buildings in Bronze Watch here are not all the same level. They do vary in height. Luckily for you, it appears that you're kind of at a point where any of the variations in height are only about 5 feet, so it's not going to be a terribly inconvenient trip for you, although it might slow you down occasionally. Passeth, you would notice that the trail continues. If you come out there and you've been traveling in a more southwestern direction, so it's continuing southwest, and it appears that it's continuing towards the outer wall of Bronze Watch. Can I get another survival check from you?
Guidance.
Mm-hmm. Good baseline, good baseline.
17 plus.
Plus A4.
Not a 4.
3 times in a row, guidance has been 4.
So
Okay.
21.
Okay. As you guys are now running across the rooftops, jumping over little curbs and ledges that might trip you up along your way, the moonlight shines down on you, and after a total of about 15 or so minutes of running, you look past Seth, and you see that the trail seems to lead to a building with an opening on top. And you are currently about 80 to 90 feet away from that building. Do you continue forward?
Seems like the trail leads to that building over there. There's an opening up there. She might be resting inside.
Also might be a trap, but we've come this far.
Might as well keep going.
Right.
Okay. As you guys continue, you close the distance. 60 feet. 50 feet. 40 feet. The sound of your footsteps and your hearts are the only things that you can hear at the moment as you're focused on this goal. Your bodies, for a few of you, A couple of you, a little bit more battered and beaten than others, but your magical wellsprings tapped and the potential future unknown. The ringing starts to get to your ears momentarily, and the tension grows as you enclose further. 40 feet, 35 feet, 30 feet, 25 feet, 20 feet, 15 feet. At 15 feet, Estelle, can you give me an intelligence saving throw?
All right. Intelligence save. An 18.
18. Okay. Let's see. What does he have for that? Because he... Hold on. That is a... Okay. Estelle, as you're running, for a moment you think something crosses your vision, but no, it's nothing. It's a shadow, it's something, it's... someone's trying to distract you. Paseth, can you give me an intelligence saving throw?
Oh boy. $25.
You don't even notice anything as you continue running. Your sensors are focused on your goal, and they're keeping you focused on where you're going. Leanna, can you give me an intelligence saving throw?
9.
As you're running, following behind Paseth out of the corner of your eye, you see a figure, and you are hyper-focused at this moment. And you know that this figure is a Layla who is doubling back, trying to get you guys to go in the wrong direction.
Guys, she's this way. Come on.
But Passive has that. I don't know what it means. That spell. It should be following that.
I'm certain I saw her go this way. They're trying to trick us.
No, I think that is the trick. I saw something in the corner of my eye, but it didn't feel right. I think.
Leanna, your
whatever
sister's
happened-
getting away.
Can I roll a personal thing? Can I roll a wisdom check to see if she'll listen to her eyes or her heart?
I will say you can roll that, yes.
Okay. DC is about 16. 8. Nope. She is convinced that Alayla is doubling back and running away. I'm certain she's going that way. I'm gonna go follow her. And off she goes.
Liana, don't go off. Dang it. No. She's just looking back and forth between Paseth and Liana as she's running, not quite knowing what to do now. think we could still do it? 2 of us? Well, 3?
I'm sure. I'm sure we can. Here, I was gonna say this for Leanna, but it'll do. I will touch you gently, and you feel invigorated, and I casted heroism on you. So you have 4 temporary hit points, and you are immune to being frightened.
Okay.
It does mean
Alright.
that Hunter's Mark is off, but you definitely need that. Every turn you get every turn the 4 get back up. We have about a minute of that, so let's hurry up in there.
Alright. Let's go.
Okay. Leanna, as you're running, you can see your sister is about 40 feet ahead of you and keeping that distance as you try and hurry up and try and get closer. It seems like she puts just that little bit more into her speed and keeping the same distance as she's ducking and weaving in between alleyways and buildings. Is there anything you're doing to get closer?
Action and bonus action to dash.
Okey-doke. And as you're doing that, moving very fast, the distance doesn't seem to close, as you can just see her every so often looking behind her, looking at you, and there's a scowl on her face, anger in her eyes, and spite in her soul, as you can see it plain as day as you chase her. Leon, or Estelle and Passeth, as you guys go to the building and descend, it's about a 5-foot drop, so no falling damage. But at first it's dark. Both of you have dark vision, correct?
I do, yes.
I do not, but I have a thing for my lenses that lights up 10 feet in front of me. My screen, the crystal screen.
Right. So does that give you dark vision, or does that give you regular vision 10 feet out?
It's just a little light, 10 feet out.
Oh, so it's... Oh, I thought it was like the visor let you see. Okay, so it's an actual physical light. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a light.
Okay. So as you drop down, it's a wooden floor, creaky. And as Passeth's light extends out, you can see that this appears to maybe be an old bedroom of sort. The little bit of moonlight that comes in and Passeth's light that extends out reveals a bed that looks like it hasn't been used in years. The frame is dilapidated. There's a dresser next to it that also looks dilapidated, old pieces of it broken off. The floor beneath you, you can tell how old this building is, as it does give way a little bit to your weight. Not enough to break you through the floor, but enough for you to know that this is old, wet, and soggy wood that, with perhaps more weight of a larger figure, may cause problems, but for you guys at the moment, it appears fine. Past light extends outwards, and outwards you see a door frame. And beyond that, a shadow of darkness where the light ends. Estelle, looking through that, you don't see any figures immediately until you see one step around the corner. And oddly enough, whether it be more unsettling or less, you don't hear the normal music that's accompanied by this man's presence, as the Mad Maestro stands in the doorway, head cocked a little bit to the side, like a broken marionette doll, staring at you. I see one of you is missing. Odd. But no matter. What is it I can offer you more than anything? He inquires as his head turns to the other side.
Does he appear to be in a hostile stance at all, or is it just simply him asking the question?
He's in a very relaxed stance. The violin, just kind of the head of the violin in his hands, as he, in his left hand, as it rests on, at his side, the bow in his right hand also resting at his side, a very nonchalant posture.
Estelle does not reach for her weapon, but is ready to at a moment's notice if necessary. And to respond to his question, she will say, the only thing that you could give, you wouldn't. All I want is my friends and family back. And I have a feeling he won't give them away.
Would you like to respond, Paseth?
Pause and you've done a lot of harm, and it's time to stop.
I have not taken anything that wasn't freely given in the first place. But at the same time, I am not the one who I believe you are truly looking for.
Sorry. Phone's muted now.
Someone opened up a chest. Or unlocked a puzzle.
Every time I forget, I apologize.
You're good.
Why should we believe you?
So many around you have also believed the words that I did not create but merely espouse, for they've also believed in the resplendent premise.
Promise a lot, but what if you can't deliver? What if they are left unsatisfied? The thing about a loved one is that they're supposed to forgive faults of others, but you've been turning that around and making them see that we see us as the enemy. That's psychological manipulation, and that needs to stop.
You. I don't remember you from Ember Hollow, so let me pose you this question. You seem the intelligent sort. If I am manipulating them beyond the capacity that their brains could apparently handle, what am I manipulating them with that would override their love for you?
Chance for their own freedom out of their own struggling situation, which we weren't aware of. And
So let me ask you this then, as he cuts you off. So then let me ask you this then. If they have to choose between their love of you and their own freedom, am I the one that is evil, or is it the one that puts them in the position to make that choice to begin with?
so I had the vision of you offering my sister a chance for her freedom out of the family business, and that you used her jealousy of me being able to explore the world. But if I had known that she wanted to come with me, she could have just said so, and I would have brought her along.
So you blame the ones that are suffering for not acting accordingly. Truly, you are the just party in this. And he turns his attention to you, Estelle. What about you? Tell me, do you think Luan and Soleil decided to do this because I casted a spell on them?
That's the worst part. You didn't have to.
And if myself not needing to cast a spell or even use leverage made them see the position that they do now, tell me, is that truly an unjust view?
The way you're going at it, yes, it is unjust because you're turning their jealousy into anger, into hate.
A hatred
We
strong
don't-
enough.
We don't need more hatred in the world. Just need communication and love.
Even then, the hatred you make them feel, that you turn their emotions towards, is strong enough to make them hate a person that they are friends with, basically family, and even cause them at whatever prompted them to even kill someone. That is how I know it is unjust. Killing someone for whatever the reason, that can't be right.
Just because you are blind to the reason doesn't mean the reason doesn't exist. And you see, for just a moment, he twitches a finger. And before you, there's a swirl of energy, not large, confined within a small cubic area. And before you, you see what appears to be a young child. Raven black hair down to her shoulders. But this is not just a young child, this is a toddler. Couldn't be older than 2.5. As you see, on their back is a large bag, and they seem to be struggling to carry it. The image then shifts over, and Passeth, you see two figures that you do not recognize, yet Estelle, you see two figures that you do. You see the figure of Balco and Geneva Monolay. Balco, you notice, is distinctly less massive than he was before. More of a lean build. And Geneva is ragged and her attire tattered. And you see them as they look down at this child who is carrying this bag. And as the child struggles, they don't appear to do anything. The image shifts again as the child seems to age, now to about the age of 5. And you see them taking a sharp utensil and continually throwing it against some sort of board or something in the distance beyond the illusion. And you see them throw another one, and you see their arm kind of bend in a weird way, their shoulder kind of pop forward, and you see them hold it for a moment and then get back up, and then you see them pop it back into place and then continue their practice. Again, the illusion shifts over to a slightly more built Balco and a slightly better fitted Geneva, who again stare and do nothing. You see, now the child has aged significantly. And instead of working at this time, you see that the child is now over a bedside. Geneva laying prone beneath her, and in her arms, a baby. There's a smile on that child's face. Proud, bright, hopeful, as she stares down at the baby. Fast forward again. The child, now an adult, and we see that the baby before, now a young Leanna, is happy, healthy, enjoying her childhood. And that smile on the adult, once child that you started this story with, is still there, bright and happy. Fast forward a little bit more, and Geneva is pregnant and giving birth once again. Alayla stands over her, smiling, and she sees the birth of her baby sister, and you can tell immediately something's wrong. The smile turns into a furrowed brow as the baby begins coughing. The baby looks emaciated and weak. Fast forward again, and we see that the baby is now constantly being watched over, constantly being taken care of by both Balco and Geneva, who are now in a more similar ideal of what they are today. Having to watch Jenny constantly. The furrowed brow on Alayla does not move, but does shift as it goes to Leanna, who continues to play without a care in the world. Fast forward one last time, and there's an incident. You see that Jenny, at a younger age, probably around 9 or 10, collapses. You see that she's coughing again, and this time it's blood. Geneva and Balco are helping with the audience, or entertaining the audience, concerned with her own act. Leanna, high above them, balancing, doing a juggling performance on a tightrope, and Alayla rushes to her sister. And there's a look that Alayla sees in the eyes, one of that of acceptance, as the brows furrow once more, and her face turns to a scowl. And then the illusion fades. Do you understand that you only know part of the stories that you presume to judge so freely?
Yeah, I do know that. why. Before Soleil and Dawn left, that I asked them to talk with me, to tell me what was going on. I didn't understand, but I wanted to.
I was saying communication. Liana was ignorant of it because she wasn't told what was going on. I'm sure she would have been disgusted to find out all of this.
And again, you resort to blaming those who have suffered for your own shortcomings. And you say I am the villain of this story.
See, that word right there is just, again, psychological manipulation. Blame. We're not blaming anyone.
His fingers twitch
Just-
again. Oop, go ahead.
No, go ahead. This
His
will probably cut me off.
his fingers twitch again. And it's a replaying of what you guys said, focused, as it repeats the line, if they would have, I didn't write down exactly what you said, but basically the part where you mentioned, if they would have said something, if they would have said something, if they would have said something, and he plays it on repeat over and over and over again. Tell me how this is not blaming someone.
Okay, then. I accept that I should have talked to my sister more about how she feels about me traveling. Leanna should have paid more attention to her little sister instead of just constantly playing. And Estelle, you should have considered your friend's feelings about, what was it, you constantly got the dirty looks, and they were always by your side, so those dirty looks turned on them as well.
Yeah.
A whole lot of shoulda, coulda, woulda. But what's the past is behind us. We can only say that we would strive to rectify it and have a better tomorrow.
Estelle, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, after Paseth basically summarizes Estelle's issue, she'll look disheartened. Not that things went wrong, but that she was the reason why they went wrong. will say, as I mentioned, I did not understand. I still do not understand fully. I want to find them, to talk to them, to listen to whatever is on his way on their hearts. For some reason, I always assumed that as long as the three of us were together, we could take on anything. But my own optimism blinded me to everyone else's feelings. That's why I want to fight them. To let them know that I'll stop being the one who always is causing trouble for them. I want to help them ease their minds, share the burden. They made my loneliness less lonely. So I want to help them with their pain, hurt less.
See my sister, help her see the world. She's probably been stuck in the mindset of having to take the family business. I'm just the adopted brother, but still having the means to travel hurt her, and I want to rectify it. I want to be able to help her see the sights, see new people, and like I have, I look up at Estelle.
Estelle will turn the look and smile and face her attention back towards the maestro.
As that moment is shared, Leanna, you continue your chase, running ever faster and faster down the streets and corridors of Bronze Watch. The citizens and denizens of the city fast asleep in your quiet footsteps, muffled by the all-natural boots that you got with from Estelle's home in Shirok Natal, making you silent as you run, but you run with fervor and you run with purpose. And as you run, there's a moment where from the top of a roof, a small hint of moisture was condensating, and then it drips. And as you continue your chase, just on the top of your head, you feel a light drip of water plop on your head. And when you feel that water drip, there's another voice. It feels like it's everywhere, loud and forceful, but it doesn't seem to affect the environment around you. As you hear a voice say, "Stop!"
chase. She does not need another voice in her head telling her what to do.
Okay? And you continue to run. Let's see. Roll a D100.
A 2.
A 2. As you continue the chase, not making any ground on your sister, as she somehow knows exactly where you're going to step and how to counter it and how to be ahead of you in this moment. You don't notice it because you're so focused on the situation in front of you. But as you continue to run, you turn down an alleyway and your foot steps into a puddle. And as you make the splash that gets almost immediately absorbed by your boot, the voice again, more forcefully, commands, "Stop!" And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. 14. As that voice echoes in your head and reverberates, it almost seems to shake your very vision, like someone punching you in the head, and it's shaking your eyeballs from inside. And as it does, the vision of Alayla, who's running now straight down the road, and you can see her, as for just a moment you slow down, seems to shake and disappear. Not in a puff of smoke, not in a magical conjuration, but like a mirage that was finally revealed to be fake.
Leanna just starts swearing. Turns around and starts heading back where she came.
Can I get a constitution check from you?
So just a con save type thing?
I believe, well, you don't have any proficiency in your con save, right? Because you're a rogue.
I have a +1 con from just having +1 constitution. So yeah.
So yeah, then it'd just be a normal save check, same thing for you.
Alright. 18.
18. You've been running a lot. You are sweating. You're used to being physically active, but this is a straight sprinting marathon. And while you've been kind of slipping up a little bit on maybe some performances here and there, your vitality has not dropped at all, and you are beelining it back for the area where Passeth pointed out before. Now, back with Passeth and Estelle. It seems that I've been able to do what you have not. And yet, you find anger in that point. The fact I was able to give those you claim to care about exactly what they wanted. That is where I find difficulty in believing your words. But I am not above challenging them. So as you said, Passeth, you said the past is the past. And in order to get better, you must continue forward. Then allow me to challenge your words as he takes a small step forward. Forgive me in all that I've done and move forward.
Well, here's the thing. All of our friends and family were innocent and you've tainted that. You've hurt people. We've seen that tonight. By having Elena snap those necks of the people who were entranced by your performance. You've turned a pure innocent girl into a killer now. That's something else. That's something else entirely. Can't forgive killing people. Killing innocents. What did those people do to you?
They did nothing to me, but I did not choose to kill them.
Or you manipulated Elena's loneliness. You've weaponized her feelings, turning into this bitter person who would strike and hurt her own sister, who we did not lay a finger on in that fight with on the stage.
I believe you missed the point of the story that I showed you. For it wasn't me who gave birth to those feelings, and it isn't me that enacted them. Nor am I even the tool to grant her the ability to do this in the first place. You believe that I have a puppet master's control over these marionettes that you call your friends and your family, but you sorely miss the full story, the full transcript of the resplendent promise. And that's that I am no different than Soleil, Luan, and Alayla.
How far away is he from me?
He would be about 5, because your light extended 10 feet, I'll say move 5 feet. He would be 5 feet away from you.
I mean, it's also business that we are tasked with taking you out by a higher power. That does not change. So even though you have your higher power and your great promise, I don't understand. I don't think we understand what your promise is. We were still given the task to take you out. And we've already been paid. So that kind of needs to happen. And can I stab him with my harpoon?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll an attack.
21.
21. That definitely hits. Roll damage.
Oh, 6 damage minimum.
As the harpoon extends forward and it makes contact with the maestro, hitting him in the side. He reaches down to his side, covering the wound, and Estelle, in your head, you hear the maestro's voice as he says, "Not what, who." And the maestro is going to fucking book it. Do you guys intend on combat?
Chasing, yeah.
Okay. I'll have
Yeah.
you guys roll initiative. Leanna, you are currently 1 round away from getting there.
And she would have had so much to fucking say.
Ah, dang it. It's an 8 for my initiative.
I got 16.
Okie dokie. So currently 5 feet away from you, Estelle, is the Mad Maestro who told you that in your head and is now turning. And while at first in the adrenaline of the moment you would think he's running away, but no, his gait, at least initially, appears to be that of a very casual walk.
Okay. And just because I didn't 100% hear, I just want to be sure I understood. When he spoke to me, he said, "Not what, who."
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So,
If you wish, you can roll insight on what that might mean if you're wondering about it, but that will take your action for the turn.
um, Uh, so I do wish to roll insight, but before I do that, um, I remember we ruled Shillelagh would be activation and attack in the same turn, like with Magic Stone and a few others. Uh, and that is a bonus action, is what it says. So, uh, would those be conflicting at all, or would I still be able to do both?
You would still be able to do both.
Okay. So I would like to roll insight. A 15.
In this moment, putting together, you think of that line, "Not what, but who." And it seems to comfortably come together like a puzzle piece. When Paseth said, "Whatever this promise is," or whatever it is, you believe the maestro is referring to that. Not what the promise is, but who the promise is. And then it strikes you further as he says that he's not unlike Luan, Soleil, or Layla. And it might just appeal to Estelle in this moment that the maestro might not be the ringleader in all of this.
So that was my action. So am I able to use full movement to move up to him and around him to get in front of him?
I will say that you're able to move diagonally and slip past him before he gets through the doorway, yes.
Okay. So I would like to do that and try to cast Shillelagh and try to strike at his legs to attempt to knock him prone.
Okay, this is a called shot, so -5 to this roll.
Alright. That's a natural 20.
Okay, yeah, that hits. That hits.
Yeah.
So that's 12 plus 2, so a total of 14.
Okay. As you swipe at his legs, you do hit them, and he does crumble to the floor, but he doesn't make a sound as he hits the floor, and we exit initiative. Leanna?
Yep.
You arrive at this hole drenched in sweat, heart racing, and at this moment you see a magical conjuration of natural energy in Estelle's arms as she and Passeth now stand over the form of the Mad Maestro who does not appear to be moving.
You got him? Where's the Layla? It wasn't her. It was an illusion.
We don't know. Hold on. She's gonna make sure that he didn't just drop dead.
Okay.
Use your glasses. Wouldn't surprise me if this wasn't real either.
So are you using the glasses for investigation or a medicine check? Because those will give you two different answers.
At the current moment, At the current moment, she is more so concerned with this just being too easy, and it could potentially be that he's weak from earlier, but right now she would like to roll medicine to make sure that if he's dead, then to stop that from not if he's not dead, then to stop him from passing for just now, at the very least.
Okay, roll a medicine check.
Thank
So I will go for the mask and take it off.
Before I do the roll, Estelle would definitely do guidance if that is allowed, or is this
Yep.
too?
That's fine.
All right. Just wanted to ask and be sure before. All right, so that's a 10. That's not great. Plus a 4, so that's 14.
What is it with your D4s today, guys?
I haven't rolled any.
So, okay. I will say first, Passeth, as you go down to reach for his mask, your construct's claws reach around it and kind of get a hold of the side, and you pull once, pull twice, and the body is coming with the mask. It appears the two are fused.
I don't like that.
And Estelle, as you in your training in medicine, first things first, you need to know if he's alive. You check his wrist, you check his neck, and there's not a pulse on either.
There's no pulse. There's no way he's dead, Alice.
Look with your glasses. Check to
Okay.
make sure what that body is, because I don't trust it.
Okay. Yeah. So next, take out her glasses, put them on, do a guidance, and see if this is at all real, or if it is completely real, then what the magic is.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. Investigation with advantage. That's a 15 plus a d4. That's a 1, so 16.
Okay. Looking over the body, it is a number of things come up. One, the body itself seems to be pulsating a necromantic energy. And to you, that would tell you that the figure below you is not subsisting on life as a normal person would, but living it through a facsimile of undeath. You do see a variety of magical trinkets on his person, and a very strong resonance of a very interesting kind of magic from his mask. It's not one of the schools of magic commonly taught in schools of arcane. It does not feel like the hag's magic. It feels older. Give me a history check, Estelle.
Alright. Am I allowed to guidance this one or no?
Yes.
Alright. History. So that's a 15 with a d4 of 4, so 19.
Jesus criminy, you guys.
Hey, there was a 1.
There was 1 and like the rest all 4s.
It's min max. There's literally nothing in between. No 2 or 3. It's 1 or 4.
It's. You think back to the tales of old that you learned in Shuruk Natal, and there was one tale that you were told about Tiān 2 and the world improper way before the curse even struck the land, before the humans and orcs struck their concord, before even the Fae really grasped the land itself. There were people here before then. Giants. And you think, if this magic is older than that of what even Gertrude can conjure, the only thing older you can think of would have to be the giants.
This mask. This mask has very old magic. It's older than Gertrude. The only thing I can think of is this one story I heard back from home about before the curse, before even the Fae, about this place being inhabited by giants. Unless this is something older, that is the only thing that I can think of. How old is Maestro?
Or how old is the Maestro's patron?
And
That's probably more accurate, yeah.
right. Oh, and another thing. He doesn't have a pulse, but I don't think he had one even when he was walking and talking. There's necromancy magic about him that might be keeping him alive.
You were able to crack the mask before this mask appears whole.
You're right. How did he get a new one? Or did he fix it?
Or this isn't him.
Or that.
I had a feeling about that one. Probably not. That was... You went down with 2 good hits. I mean, even mine was more of a glancing blow. But that one that Estelle did, that was a good hit.
Thanks.
And it just crumbled like a sack of potatoes. I don't... We did do a number on him on the stage.
Right, we did. Leanna wants to look at the body and see if there are like any marks from the cards that she threw, any evidence of the previous wounds.
So you look over the figure of the prone quote-unquote maestro, and you do notice that without even needing a perception or investigation check, that there are cuts on his outfit, that there is evidence of bleeding, and since you know exactly where you hit him, evidence of where your impacts were on him.
This is definitely...
And it's definitely a guy underneath, right?
Are you pulling down his pants? How are you checking that?
I'm sorry.
I was a little worried that was a Layla underneath the mask. So definitely checking, making sure that it's a guy's chest. And just a quick little peek, I guess, in the pants. I
Okay.
guess. Hey, it's not the first time.
Okay. Yeah. I'll say with the, just pat of the chest and, kind of looking at the form. You know that this form is a little bit shorter than Alayla, and definitely not the same figure.
Just wanted to make sure so that we didn't just kill Leanna's sister. Or that she wasn't already dead. Because she did have the whole necrotic wings instead of regular Azamar wings.
Hey, that's very fair.
And also, those magic trinkets, how about we just pull those out? See what we got.
Okie doke. So you're looting this guy's body?
And well, since he's no longer able to be saved, if you ladies would mind turning around real quick.
One moment. Leanna's going to pull out the scimitar that she was handed and use the pommel to punch the mask.
Roll a improvised weapon strike.
So what would that be?
That would be
D20
you.
plus-
Strength.
Okay, so a 0 plus 0.
Yeah, not our best.
Yep, 8.
Okie doke. Yeah,
Almost a nat 20.
you bump the mask, and it sounds like you're hitting porcelain. But it still seems to be in full condition.
Alright, one more thing to try. She pulls out one of the cards that Passeth gave her and throws it at the mask.
Okie doke. Roll to hit.
18.
18. That he's dead. So yeah, that definitely hits.
I'm aiming precisely at the mask.
Oh, so then I mean, he doesn't really have his armor class because
Yeah.
he's not moving. So yeah, that hits.
That is 10 damage to the mask with the +1 card.
Okie doke. You chuck it, and it makes a very satisfying sound as it impacts, and there is the card kind of impaled slightly on the mask.
Because I saw it crack when Estelle hit it with Guiding Bolt. So I'm just thinking some kind of magic thing might be able to break it.
Oh,
Pass
is the scimitar not magic? Dang. Good craftsmanship, but the
I
sword was
also might not have hit it properly with this. I'm not very good with a sword. I also punch with the pommel. Maybe try a stone. I want to see if we can make this mask crack, see what's underneath.
The nose was already cracked. Is it? It was fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll hit it with a stone. It's a magic stone.
So are you just like right over him and just launching it point blank range?
Pretty much.
Okay, yeah. Just roll to hit. Let's see if you roll a nat 1 and if something funny happens.
Oh, now you bring it up. No, that's a 19.
Okay, yeah, that hits. Roll damage.
9 damage.
9 damage. Yeah, the stone makes a thick impact as there's definitely a resonating sound that echoes from it. It just still seems to be, it's in there. Like, from what you can tell, it looks like this mask is thick. Like, several inches thick. But you were also looking at those magical items, were you not?
Yeah.
Okay. So before we go any further, just so I have this down, you find 4 magical items in particular. You find a tucked under his ribs, kind of in his in like the side of his pants, held by the belt. You find this kind of normal looking, almost grab bag kind of thing. This gray bag. It appears this is one of the magical items, but it's just a gray bag.
Okay.
Weighs half a pound.
Ooh, I think I know what that is. So I'm very excited for that.
The second thing that you get is a long golden chain with what looks like almost ruby-like spheres kind of dotted along the chain itself, and at the end is a golden skull with ruby eyes.
I think I know what that is, but Liana hasn't a clue.
And the other 2 things that you get are 2 rocks.
Like rocks. While Passeth is looking at the magic items, Liana is continuing to try and chip away the mask.
Okay. Let's say Okay. Yeah, roll to hit once.
Using magic stone this time.
Okay.
13.
13. That hits. Roll damage.
7.
7. Yeah, another kind of impact as it sinks into the mask. And there doesn't seem to be... It's not like spider webbing on the mask, so it's not like the cracks are extending out or anything. It's kind of like putting your thumb in Play-Doh. You're just making like indents on various parts of it.
All right, lost cause for now. Want to see if he has any journals or writings or anything on him.
And never mind. No.
Okay, for that specifically, roll investigation.
7.
7. It looks like his body's pretty well picked over. It's just the clothes and the instrument left.
The instrument was left.
Yep, it's currently just the bow is in his right hand. The violin is in his left.
Okay, so it's not still floating around playing, or no, it wasn't even playing when he walked in, so it wouldn't. I mean, yeah, we're taking the instrument, right?
I mean, we probably should, but I'm worried about it. When you were looking at him with your glasses, were you able to see if the instrument was magical? Or if the floating and playing was all him?
Did I see that?
As you look at the instrument and with the investigation check you rolled, the instrument appears to be what you would recognize as the arcane equivalent of druidic focus. So it's just a focus for his spells.
It doesn't seem inherently magical, but it's kind of like my star map. It seems like he used it to channel his magic through.
Well, I'm feeling vindictive. Let's break it.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Heck, here, I'll take the bow and just break it over the knee of the barrel bot.
Okay. As you guys go to break it over the knee of the barrel bot, you push forward and tink, 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 tink. Doesn't seem to be given.
We'll burn it later, and I put it into the chest of holding.
The next thing to do... He's gotten up from being seemingly killed before. We need to do something about the body.
Right, that's what I was about to do. If you two wouldn't mind turning around.
I'm not
Real quick.
comfortable with doing it myself, and yes, I will not look.
Yeah, well, it seems like there's another room back here, so
We'll
why
go
don't you
check
and
that
me
out.
check? Yeah,
Yeah.
you and me check that out.
And when they walk away, I'll proceed to, with my harpoon, the sharp end, just lob off the head.
Okay. As Estelle and Leanna head out and head to another room to avoid seeing any of this occur, Paseth, can you roll an intelligence saving throw for me?
Oh, I am good at those.
You are good at those.
Oh, thank goodness. That's a 25.
25. 25. So, as you begin to cut, your harpoon goes true and begins to cut off the head of the Mad Maestro. And there's a sense of you that doing this is a deeply unsettling task.
Oh,
And-
I know.
And to force oneself to do it is no easy measure. So, Paseth, I need you to join me in the one-on-one chat.
Alright.
Oh boy.
We'll see you guys in just a minute.
See ya. Bye. Don't die on us.
Hello?
Yo.
Hello. So, as you begin cutting away, the hesitation that you felt at the beginning is gone. Your mind is a steel trap, and this does not shake you. But you feel that a part of you has been changed because of that. Please mark on your character sheet or somewhere on your, or somewhere where you can take notes, that Paseth suffers 1 point of insanity.
Oh, man. Alright. That's... Yep, okay.
And if you could, unless this comes up in RP, please keep that to yourself.
Of course.
I'll see you back in the primary channel.
Yep.
Welcome
Hey.
back.
Hello, hello.
Yo.
Okay.
So, you're still alive.
Yeah.
So as Paseth gets to work, what are you guys doing in the other room?
Checking it
Well-
out, investigating it.
Yeah, investigating and following Alayla is what led us here. So, trying to find some trace of what exactly we were following in the first place, some type of blood trail, or if there's a side room, or if there's, well, we are in the side room, but if there's another room, or if there's an exit or something.
Okay. Roll, since I'll say either both of you can roll. If you are looking for the condition of the room or trying to find a way that Alayla could have left, roll investigation. Or if you're looking specifically for a trail that Alayla might have left, not exactly where she went, but just the start of one, roll a survival. You can both roll this, or one of you can give the other the help action, but not guidance along with it.
Could we roll separate ones?
Yes.
I could do the survival and you can do the investigation.
Yeah, I do have the advantage on that. So yeah, sounds good with me.
Yep. And I have a reasonable survival.
All right.
Nat 20.
And I got 25 on my investigation.
So, as you guys are in here, and I think that the moment that you're going through at this time is one of just trying to focus, because again, hacking through a body serial killer style is not quiet. As in the other room, you've left the room, but you still hear the squelching going on.
And Leanna is uncomfortable with a capital uncomfortable.
And as you guys look around, investigation was Estelle. You would see that there is a hatchway. As you enter this next hallway, you see a room to the left, and you start looking around, and you notice that under the bed in that room is a hatchway that one could escape from. You also notice that there are several windows lining the rooms. There are 2 rooms that you would have seen going out into the hallway. So there are 2 windows in each room, a hatchway underneath the bed in the room to the left, and a stairway leading down to some place that appears to be exhibiting some light, possibly a front door, that is bringing in some moonlight. As for Leanna, with a natural 20, you would definitely notice that the blood that Passeth was following seems to end, but there appears to be some sort of smaller droplets of something that appear still fresh on the ground, and it's hard to tell where it goes off to, but it appears that it would be heading down the stairway.
This way. Down to trail.
Alright. Are you ready? If it's really down there?
Ready as I can be.
Alright. I'm right here behind you.
Let's go.
Okay. So you guys go downstairs.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You are greeted to the sight of a ground level, looks like a normal home. There appears to be some sort of living arrangement to the right-hand side as the stairway goes down the middle, and there appears to be maybe some sort of kitchen. Looks pretty ramshackled, pretty dingy. A few cupboards line the far wall. A few counters, a broken table. But it appears to be quiet.
Alright, let's take a look around again.
I would say continuing that natural 20 survival and that 25 investigation. I would say that you look around and everything is caked in dust and it's seemingly untouched for a very long time. Can I get insight checks from both of you?
Okay. May I be allowed? 15. Okay. May I be allowed to guidance this or straight up roll?
Yes.
If
Alright.
guidance, then I will also guidance.
You rolled before you called it.
Okay. And Leanna would
So
be too tired
Natural 1.
to think about guidancing at this point anyways.
Oh, can't hurt. So natural 1, but brought it up to a total of 11.
Estelle, you're perplexed as to what's going on. It's hard to think about what the situation is trying to tell you. Putting together the clues is a bit hard. At this moment, Leanna, knowing what you knew already, getting tricked by that illusion from before, you aren't fully... Well, you did talk to Estelle. I would say that given the description of the short combat that the Mad Maestro and Estelle and Passeth had, compared to the amount of time you were gone, you put together in your head that the Maestro was probably stalling you so Alayla could run away. And with the amount of time that you guys have spent here, she is long gone.
She's going to start cursing again.
And with that, we will take our break. We will see you guys after the break.
Yep.
Alright.
And we're back. So, after you guys have checked downstairs and Passeth is still at work, what are we doing?
Leanna's still swearing.
I'm sorry.
No need to apologize. I got tricked by the illusion. He stalled for time for her to get away. We'll run into her again. Just like we'll run into Luan and Soleil again. And we'll get everyone back.
Right. But, there is one thing I wanted to say, actually, about earlier. We didn't immediately start to fight. He talked to us, actually.
Of course he
bit.
talked. That's what he loved doing. Loved hearing the sound of his own voice. Loved to claim he was the hero of every story.
Right. That's pretty much what he did. Saying that we were shifting and going into everyone else because, I don't know, what was it he said? Something along the lines of us shifting the blame to our friends and family for not noticing their plights while he was the one who did what we said we did, yada yada yada. But he, even though I know obviously wasn't 100% right, there was still some parts of it I couldn't deny. case, at least, I just kind of took them for granted. Like, of course they're there. Of course they're friends and practically family, but of course they would help me in my, I don't know, I don't want to say plight, but it's the only word that's
Kind of
coming
me,
to mind.
like friends and family too.
Yeah, but
You expect
even,
them to be there for you just as they should expect you to be there for them when you're around. You cannot expect somebody to be able to be there for you when they aren't there.
I know, but still, when I was there, I wasn't as attentive to them as I probably could and should have been. But that's in the past. I can only be better now. And there is actually one thing that he did that I thought you should know. He basically conjured up an illusion that kind of raised a question or two for me, but
Ask away.
he basically showed us a Layla's perspective, I guess, is the best way to put it. He first showed an illusion of a very young child, couldn't have been older than 2.5, 3 years old, I guess. And the child had some sort of bag that it was carrying, and it also showed your parents, but they didn't seem like as I remember them. At least they were, well, your dad was not as bulky as he is now. He was more lean, I guess, more lively built, I guess. Still bulky as he always was, but not quite as much. And they just seemed kind of down, I suppose. But from then it fast forwarded, and it showed what I thought was a child about 5 throwing daggers or something at targets, and that's when it made the connection that it was a Layla. And fast forward again, and it was her smiling, and your mom was holding you as a baby. Fast forward more, you were playing, and again, still Layla was smiling. And fast forward more, and it was Jenny's birth, and that's when her smile turned into furrowed brow. She was sick, and then fast forward more, and it was your parents looking after Jenny, you apparently just being an innocent child, just playing, and her, I guess, crown, or whatever, was just watching both you and them. Then it showed your family at a performance. You were on the high rise and they were doing their own acts, but Ginny fell to the ground and started coughing blood, and Alayla was the only one who was, I guess, able to make sure she was okay at that point. And
Throughout everything, you can see Leanna's right hand clenching into a fist.
I know that's probably, he showed it to us, and I know that there's always going to be a grain of salt to that we should take, but you probably don't want to hear it, but I just wanted to let you know what we saw.
Thank you. I'm assuming it was all effectively from her perspective.
That's the impression that I was getting, yeah.
Missing a lot of nuance.
Yeah. And he also said that he was just like our friends and family. That obviously he's not the one puppeteering, like, what was the exact phrase he said? He's not some grand puppet master playing everyone else like they were marionettes or whatever. He's just like Soleil and Noah and Elena. He's probably just as hurt and broken as they are. But
so he's the main character of the story in his mind. But his patron, the patron is the author.
Do you remember when I first read Luan's book that there was something about a resplendent promise?
Somewhat.
He said that I'll pass it fast, something like whatever promise is. I don't know why I heard it, but I heard in my head, not what, who. So, the resplendent promise is probably his name for patron, or maybe it's something else that the patron wants them to work towards. Something.
One's ideal. Poisoned Alayla against my family. Poisoned your friends against you. Poisoned Pat's sister against him. I remember that day that you mentioned where we were performing and Jenny got sick. Nobody got us. Nobody told us until after we would have done something. We can only act on information that we have. And from then on, I know at least I did my best to keep an eye on Jenny more. I asked people that we worked with that if something happened, they let me know, they let her parents know. Something. Like, she seems very upset and very distraught that this is being used against her.
Estelle just kind of stands there awkwardly, not knowing what to do for a second, and then just goes to the most basic expression of what she's feeling and just hugs Leanna.
Leanna leans into the hug and just has a 1,000-yard stare going on at the moment.
You said it yourself. We'll find them. We'll make sure that they know they can count on us. And one step at a time, we'll figure out how to fix whatever is hurting them. We already know an idea to help Jenny. We just need to get her to see that. And after
She's
that,
this mad, she's not going to listen. She always said that I was the stubborn one.
I guess
But
it takes
no.
one to know.
Yeah, it's her. She's the most determined, bullheaded person I know.
Well, then how about this? We just skip that part entirely. Do you remember when we were back at Shrukmatal, when we were at the observatory, my eyes apparently started glowing and yours changed to
I
match mine?
remember.
What if we just bring Jenny there? Maybe it'll be some sort of, it'll probably take time, but
The issue I currently see is just getting her to come with us.
yeah. Has she traveled much at all in her life?
Layla? Yeah, we've
Or-
all traveled.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant Jenny.
She's traveled some, not as much as the rest of us. When we only really settled down when she got too sick too consistently to travel.
Okay. Do you think she would be able to make it from New Pass to Sharpentown? It's only a day or so away. And with Boxbot, we could have her rest on it and just have
We
travel.
could probably take a carriage or something.
Yeah.
Something that didn't cause, like, the biggest issue was that she'd just get so tired if she had to do a lot of the traveling, and we would always stop and take care of her, so it just became easier to have a regular place to just be.
Okay. So we find some way that's fast but comfortable to travel to Sharpentown or somewhere close by, walk the rest of the way, go inside, and see if being there would help at all. And we could, if we can somehow make a Layla listen, have her there too to see that it works. And the best way I can think of to do that is to just find her, knock her unconscious, and drag her back home with us. She's as bullheaded as you say.
When she thinks she's right, yes, she is.
Well, that's one trait that I wish didn't run in the family. Because both of us can also be pretty stubborn when we want to. And two are always better than one.
Yeah. I'm gonna want to talk to Mom and Dad about what happened when she was younger as well, in case it's something that they just didn't know, considering Mom grew up in Shoretown, didn't really have proper parenting, especially if Sho just hated that she existed and what she did.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure either, but well, one step at a time, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's always good to plan. I feel like it's just one big tangled web, and we just gotta find that one loose thread, just start unraveling it.
Yeah, probably.
But how are you doing, Phil?
Tired. Did a lot of running. Oh, and right, I need to let you know about that. When I was running, I heard a voice tell me that I was going to the wrong place. I was going the wrong way. I ignored it. I kept running. I then set foot in a puddle of water. The voice spoke again, even more insistently, that I was going to the wrong place. And it shattered the illusion.
Okay, well, that's concerning, but it's not. It's something to look out for, at least. It, nothing bad happened, no visions like that last time?
No, no visions. I wasn't submerged.
Okay. So... I wonder what that is.
You and me both.
Do you think we should look around to see if there's
Anything we can
anything?
find? Definitely.
Alright. So let's do one last once over to see if there's anything, and if not, then we'll just, I guess, head on back to Patseth. Hopefully he's done.
Only if he's done. Only if he's done.
Yeah. Oh.
Blood everywhere.
I can't be there when he does that.
Yeah, I don't don't think I can either.
And we're going to have to we're going to have to call upon Gertrude.
Yeah. Wait. The last time we spoke, she came to us. Did she leave us a way to get to her?
The red cap's still probably following us. Hidden out of sight somewhere until we're somewhere away from prying eyes.
Probably. Somewhere. Alright, well. Let's get to that once more. That check once more. We'll see. Okay?
Yeah.
Alright.
She's breathing heavily, just looking all sorts of distraught, but seeming that she's starting to get it under control.
Okay. Oh God, now my voice is gone. Okay. I said before that your investigation from before was going to carry over, so that 25 carried over for Estelle.
Okay.
Did you want to roll again? And Leanna, did you want to roll, or?
No, she didn't want to roll again.
No.
Okay.
If it would still carry over, then it would just be to make absolutely sure that there truly is nothing. And if there is nothing, then double back.
Okay.
Like, if there are no footprints or there's absolutely nothing to show that someone went through easily, like nothing's disturbed, she's not going to look all that further closely because Alayla's long gone, unless she's somehow hiding, which she doubts big time.
Yeah. As you look the ground itself, the Trail of Tears kind of ended at the base of the footsteps, but given the sheer caking of dust around you, and the door isn't open, but it's not hard to assume that she might have just closed it behind her to hide her tracks as much as possible. There really doesn't appear like anything else was tampered with or touched. So you guys are going to head back up to Passath?
You know, we're going to be a little bit away to see if there's still any sounds happening, and if not, then
Yeah.
he's probably done.
If there's sounds, Leanna is not going to continue. She does not want to see this happen, and she really also does not want to see the aftermath.
So, a little bit of a graphic warning for audiences. You know, Paseth, what exactly was he going? How far was he going with this?
Just the head, and I'll probably like wrap up the rest of the body and put it to the side, or possibly set it up to burn it, but not inside the building. Obviously, don't want to start a fire in the building.
Okay, what are you wrapping it in?
Is there any extra blankets?
Yeah, there's a dusty blanket on the bed next to you.
I'll just take that and wrap it up, tie it with a rope.
Okay.
Make make sure
Easy.
to cover everything so that it's not noticeable, and have the head fit inside my chest of holding
Okay.
for
So
safekeeping.
you have the head. You wrapped up the body. There is like this kind of blackish blood on the ground. Are you going to do anything about that?
I've noticed by now that it's really dusty in here. I guess a really old building.
Yeah.
I probably don't really need to do much to clean that up.
Okie doke. So, as Paseth gets everything in order, Leanna and Estelle head back upstairs. You don't hear anything coming from the room. Do you go in?
Leanna's going to look at Estelle, take a breath, and nod.
Estelle will nod back and go in first.
Okay. As you guys go in, you see that Paseth is there. And it appears that there's a kind of dusty, as I would say, there's kind of a hesitancy while entering. You kind of look off to the side first, not kind of wanting to look straight on. And you notice the wrapped up majority of the body in a dusty blanket off in the corner, wrapped with a rope. You notice Paseth is standing there, looking towards the doorway, looking like he has accomplished the job in full. And then, behind Paseth, you notice an elephant.
Wait.
A Loxodon?
Indeed.
There's an elephant in the room?
That's why I was laughing.
Do we need to address it?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Do we recognize this Loxodon?
Nope.
No. Asa? Who is this?
Paseth, you notice for the first time there's an elephant behind you.
Oh.
Okay, even you didn't know. Hello?
Very quiet one. Please don't squish me.
Hello. I see that the job is done.
The maestro has been taken out, yes.
That is a relief. The caravan was quite disturbed by the events back at Shuruk-Natau, and it's good to see that you succeeded in your job so succinctly and quickly.
We're happy that we were able to get rid of him as well. He's been a problem.
Yes, I understand the qualms and trials that one must go through when it comes to these most dark of tasks. You have my respect. I should also say that I apologize for not being able to intervene earlier in your altercation with that water creature. I had lost your trail a little bit and got lost in the plains, but I hope that potion was of, well, will be of some use, hopefully.
It's all right.
Estelle has a slightly concerned slash confused look on her face, realizing that from what he's saying, he's been following us and we weren't aware. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't think I asked your name. You are?
They call me Darkstalker.
Ah,
Locks it on Rogue. Locks it on Rogue.
It's at that moment that you hear a bzzz, bzzz, and he kind of looks to his side and he's like, give me a moment. And he takes a rock out of his pocket and audibly through the rock you can hear a deep voice on the other end going, "Where the hell are you, Bartholomew? I can't find you anywhere. We've been looking for days." And the Loxodon just kind of quickly says, "Shh, no, this isn't the time. Call me later." Just puts his rock back.
Estelle can't help but smile. That is very much welcome relief from all the tension recently.
Leanna also has a small grin on her face.
He kind of stands up a little bit straighter after that and walks forward, and out of his other pocket takes out a to him it's a fairly small bag. For you, especially Paseth, it's a moderately sized bag. And he says, "And I believe this is the other half of your reward."
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And with this deed done, just know that if you ever need help again, look to the shadows. And the rock starts buzzing again. He's like, "God fucking," and answers it again, and again audibly you hear, "I know you're still there, Bartholomew. You can't hide. I gave you this rock for the last holiday season. I know it's not broken already." And just fucking puts it back in his pocket and just looks super flustered. "Look to the shadows. I'll be there. Bye." He just fucking hops out.
Bye.
Thank you very much, Bartholomew.
Alright, it's late, so we should probably get back to the campsite.
Yeah.
We are all tired.
Yeah, well, we should we talk to her first? Because I don't think it'd be easy to... Oh, Actually,
So-
wait.
Well, back at the campsite, we can see if we can summon her. We can also burn the body, because I remember she said that we should do that.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah,
Hey.
I was. That's why he's all packaged up. We're definitely doing that.
Yeah, it'd probably be very hard to get him out. Um, can 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 you put him in the the little compartment you have on Boxbot? Would he fit?
Uh, I mean, if we can scrunch his shoulders together, he can probably fit into the chest holding.
All right.
This is not what I thought I'd be doing with my evening.
Me neither. Well, guess extreme times and extreme measures and all that, I guess. And
Let's start like a snake, picking him up by his feet and just roll, roll.
Estelle will kind of take 2 deep breaths, psyching herself up. Hopefully not psyching herself out, but taking a few deep breaths to calm herself, and then picking him up and going to try to put the body in the chest of holding.
The worst part is that he still has bones. So it's not impossible. It just requires a lot of finagling. Like you kind of have to stomp down a little bit just so he can like get through the precipice.
Leanna is looking away and doing her best to pay as little attention as she possibly can.
It takes a solid 10 minutes. But you do get the body in.
Now we have to get it out afterwards.
Oh,
I'll leave you to that. Not doing anything with the body.
sorry. Well,
It's fine. I'll
That's it.
take care of it.
alright. Well, let's head on out to the campsite.
Okay, so to save some time, you guys make it back to the campsite without any hassle. The most you get is a guard that kind of looks at you a little warily as you do look a little bit beaten up, but you know, there was the event that happened at the theater that they're now being made aware of, so they chalk it up to that. Are you guys A, attempting to contact Gertrude tonight, and B, are you burning the body before, during, or after you meet Gertrude, if you are meeting her?
I think it would be fine to see if Gertrude can come and make sure that she is a witness to us burning the body.
And presenting her with the head.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that'd be the smartest plan.
Yeah. I'm definitely doing it tonight.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Why put off till tomorrow what can easily be done today?
Okay?
Oh, also, how much money was in the bag? We kind of just completely skipped over that.
Yeah. In the bag was 10 platinum, 60 gold. And it looks like 3 different rings. One is emerald. One is, oh god, what's the name of that fucking, damn it. I just had it at the tip of my tongue, and I completely lost it. What is that, stupid? Nope, that's not it. It's a white colored, precious gem. What is that?
Mother of Pearl.
Pearl. Thank you. God, how did I forget pearl? One emerald, one pearl, and one ruby ring.
Okay. Just to see, I don't think Estelle would have taken her glasses off by now, so would they appear to be magical in any way, or just simply rings?
Do you check the rings at the campsite or before you get to the campsite?
At the campsite, I would say.
Okay. So as you guys are, getting stuff ready, bunking down and, taking a deep breath in and out and trying to digest what happened today. Estelle, still with your little Ponce-esque glasses, take a look at the rings, and you know that there's definitely a magical essence to them. Roll an Arcana check.
May I guide us?
Yes.
Alright. Arcana. Natural 20 for 22, but let's see how high you can make it. 23.
23. This is a stupidly perfect time to get a natural 20. Because as you guys are, again, resting, getting yourselves all situated, you look at these rings, and there's a moment where they start to make sense to you, what they are and what they do. But at that moment you realize that these thoughts aren't really your own. And as that moment of realization hits, you hear, "Well, of course they aren't your own. Someone has to help you along the way." And as you look at these rings, you see in the reflection of the glasses a face appear, that of Gertrude the Hag, as she smiles a wicked and wide smile, her face obscured by some of the shadows, and the jaundiced yellow eyes she has seems to glow in the shadows. Passeth and Leanna, in almost like a, how do I describe this other than, like, imagine you're in the world of Photoshop and someone just dragged and clicked a vector image and put it in the Photoshop, and in just a second there is a 12-foot tall but hunched over, almost like a cat ready to pounce, hag her attire tattered and her hair stringy and blood red, almost dripping looking, and you just see her looking up at Estelle through her glasses, smiling.
Hey, we needed to speak with you.
Well, it's a good thing I'm here then.
Well, we'd love to learn about the rings, but also check it out. I pull out the mask, kind of hiding the head away from it.
Well,
From them.
the mask is from us. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that just warms the cockles of my heart. 1 second, though. And she turns to you, Estelle. Where are my manners? That's right. And she points to the okay, that was the emerald one. And she says, spell storing. She points to the pearl one, protection. And she points to the ruby one. Helps you move around a lot more.
Estelle's still a little taken aback by the suddenness of this appearing, so she says, thanks.
So just so we got inventory right, you have 1 ring of spell storing, 1 ring of protection, and 1 ring of free action.
All right. All right. Got them all. Thank you.
Well, it looks like you've gone through hell. What happened?
A lot has happened. Layla was here.
The maestro, obviously.
Indeed, I can smell the corpse.
We had a little altercation with them. They ran. Layla came back. We fended her off, ran after them, then found him, and he delayed while we he delayed us, distracted us while she got away, but we have him. So there's that.
Indeed. And she looks at you, Leona. I mean this with the least amount of offense that I can possibly muster. I don't care about your sister. So...
I know you don't.
It's a very good thing.
So, with that being said, I do believe that it is time to get rid of the maestro.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep, here we go, and I start I open up the chest compartment and just start dumping out the body, kind of just finagling him out.
Lana looks
Estelle,
horribly uncomfortable.
Yeah, you
Estelle,
He gets stuck around the shoulders. Just, give me a moment.
Estelle will go over and just to get it over with faster, will help him pull the body out.
Boxbot, can you hold my feet as I pull? There we go. Come on, come on.
As you guys continue to pull and you guys help out, and Estelle, you help out, there's just a long hand that extends over, and with fingernails longer than that of 3 times the size of Passeth's body, pinches the sides of the wrapped up corpse and just tugs, and it boop, comes out.
There we go. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. This is way more entertaining than I thought you would make it.
Did promise you a head. We delivered multiple heads lengthwise.
Well, then, I guess I should help out. And she snaps her fingers, and the fire you guys had going, as it was a campsite, just grows. It's not burning any of your things, and it doesn't even burn you, but it's a quick show of bright fire as it goes from being about like 3-4 feet tall to about like 7-8 feet tall now.
You know, reflexively, Estelle kind of shields her face, expecting heat, but there's
Reflective
nothing.
flinch back.
Yeah.
All panic attack inside the cockpit. Oh, God, no. Oh, okay.
Well, I can't throw the body on myself.
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, the body, and there's a of fire as it starts to engulf the blanket that's dried, and it starts to burn it real good, real quick.
No.
And as this all begins to burn up, you see the hag moving around the fire, and I believe all of you would be able to understand what she's saying as she speaks in Sylvan. And she just begins making these chants of saying, along the lines of, soul bewitched, soul be touched, soul be gone from this plane. To not touch another soul, soul be here, soul be gone, soul be... And just continuing on as the flames go from a brilliant orange to turning to more of a vibrant blue color, and it starts to swirl as the hag continues her chanting, a manic smile on her face. She seems to be ignoring you guys for the most part, but there doesn't seem to be any harm that she is radiating towards you, just more of a gleeful fixation. So, I would say...
That seems about right for a witch. Who wants what ring?
as you say that, Passeth, I think it all hits you that there's maybe one element that you forgot about. As you guys begin to smell the body that is currently cooking. And Estelle, you remember that this was an undead. So this smells absolutely rancid.
Leon is going to run off and throw up.
I don't blame her.
Yeah. Oh god, it's in the cockpit. Oh no. I fly out and join her.
I'm going to roll a Constitution saving throw to see if Estelle does as well.
Okay.
If that's all right.
That is amazing.
A 15. I would say that would be good enough to not.
That is, I would say so. As the chanting continues and the hag notices the two others run off, but she stops her chanting and then looks at you and sees that you, while not unfazed by this, have a stronger stomach. And the smile on her face is not like the Cheshire smile from before, but it's not nearly as sinister, but it's a smile from a hag. So, she says, "Would you like to learn a little bit of what I can do? And maybe, just maybe, you can do it too?"
Ooh, I'm gonna need to think about that for a second about how she responds to that. Estelle will shake her head and say, "I appreciate the offer very much, but I'm not I don't believe that I'm quite cut out for this type of magic. My focus will be to the stars."
The hag looks up to the sky and says, after looking up and looking back down to you, says, "If that's the case, then so be it. But do know, dearie, that's not any less scary than I am." And she continues chanting.
She'll say quietly, loud enough probably to be heard, but still in a quieter voice. It's not fear that sorry, the words fumbled. It's not that I'm afraid. I just know what I'm meant for.
Roll an insight check for me.
Insight. Okay.
But yeah, inside the hag.
May I guidance this or no?
Absolutely.
Alright, that. So here's the first roll. That's a 26 with 1d4, a 1. So that would be 27 total.
You look at the hag, and when you say it's not fear, I know what I meant for. She's chanting, and the smile on her face from the chanting you can see drops for a second as you say that. As with a 27, you swear that you see a hint of sadness on her face when you say that.
He just wanted an apprentice.
Or she doesn't like the idea of destiny and metaphor.
Oh, that too, maybe. But I like to think she just wanted a friend.
I would say, because 27 is ridiculously fucking high, and I don't want you to misconstrue what that means on a 27. You get the hint that the sadness that you're getting from her is that of concern.
Oh. Ominous.
She's going to make a mental note of that, but she doesn't want to interrupt with questioning right now.
Okay? The hag continues the chant and continues the burn as the body begins to disintegrate and fully break down. What were you guys doing with the head again? Did you just present that to her?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Okay.
presenting it to her.
Okay. As the body fully disintegrates and she's kind of using the head a little bit like a focus, after you guys come back, the fire's still going. The head in her hand, she just full like an M&M just swallows it.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Well, you've all done remarkably well. I do believe there's a cause for. Sorry, I forgot to do the voice. There's a cause for appreciation. And setting all of your counts to 10 now, if you weren't already at 10, your magical items level up.
Nice, nice.
Estelle, you notice, as you still have the glasses on, your eyes just kind of flicker quickly to the right, just as something catches your attention. And the first thought that comes through your head is, wait, wasn't there a wall there before? And then as you get the full scope of view, the wall still is there. You can just see through it. Your glasses now give you X-ray vision up to 30 feet.
Oh boy.
Leanna, Your circlet goes from that sterling silver and changes over to a brilliant platinum. Leanna, as long as you are wearing this circlet, you have advantage on any charisma check against any creature.
Whoa.
Passeth. Your wrench seems to vibrate with a warmth. And there is almost a shock of inspiration that goes through your body. For all intents and purposes, with the wrench, 3 times a day, you can cast polymorph on anything that is wooden and make it into a construct of yours, essentially. Well, I do believe we've all had our fun tonight.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, we could definitely say that.
I, for one, in the many years that I have been alive, feel an emotion now that I don't believe I have felt since I was a little girl.
And may I ask what it is?
The form looks down to you, the eye looking like it's rolling around in a loose socket. And she smiles and says, "Gratitude."
Oh, you're welcome.
And
I'm glad we were able to help.
and I am too. As in this moment, I feel compelled. And she looks down to you, Estelle. Do not go to Rustyard.
Don't. Why?
She looks.
Is there... Sorry, go on.
There's a look on her face as the smile is still there. And her lips just keep twitching. For your sake, if you wish to go, then I could only wish to protect what might be lost. If you wish to go, then please. And she extends her hand to you, Estelle. Take my deal.
And what is it exactly that I would be accepting?
She looks at you with eyes that are searching for the right words. You would be accepting and her jaw opens and the words want to come out, but it just looks like she's unable to speak these words. If you go to Rest Yard, you will not come back the same. That I prophesize.
And your deal would help me how?
The powers that be that exist all throughout Tiān to infect, control, and inhabit a great number of people. One eye kind of turns to Leanna. Like this, darling, here. She is not alone. In here, and she points to her head.
I was afraid of that.
It's honestly more scary to be alone. Because when you're alone, you're up for grabs. So you, Estelle, you will not be the same. Allow me to take from you so no one else can. Zalden,
Yes.
can I get you in the one-on-one chat, please?
Oh, now it's my turn. Okay.
Oh man.
We'll be right back. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So, what this is essentially saying is that she is offering you a pact of the Archfey. If you shake her hand, you can immediately take a level in Warlock.
remember much about the Archfey Pact.
It's
Would it be alright
very,
if I look that up really quick just to see
yeah.
what it's like?
It's mainly about charms and whatnot. Like the first level, you get the ability to project an Archfey image. People have to make a wisdom save and be charmed or frightened by it. I know the level 10 one is that you can't be charmed anymore and you can switch it out.
Okay, I see. Then there's also the cantrips and spell slots and invocations and pact boons and all that.
Indeed.
Okay. Would you allow me to? Would you prefer me give the answer here before anything else happens, or allow me to think for a moment?
You can. I will say you can think, that's fine. We can hop over to the other channel. When we do, just keep that deal between us hush hush.
Understood.
Okie dokie. So if you want to accept it, say that you shake her hand. If you don't, do not shake her hand.
All right.
Okay? See you back there.
Or quarantine that had multiple bags of tricks. Never got to use them though.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Hello.
We are back. So, as Estelle sits and thinks for a minute, Gertrude, with a hand outstretched, does turn to Leanna.
Yes.
You are aware that you are not alone, but you aren't aware of who is with you.
That is correct.
Have you seen the grandeur of your... And she kind of her eyes look up and she's clearly thinking of your friend's appearance yet?
I think I may have.
The gift of water can be one of many things, and I do believe that Bethal, has gifted you with that.
Do you happen to know what the gift entails?
Well, most individuals in my position don't really have the same approach to how we conduct. So, what it entails is up to them. But who it comes from, I can illuminate slightly.
Would be appreciated.
The water, large and encompassing, back by your home, Victory Bay, I believe it is called.
It is.
It is home to much more than just the fish and the water. A being even older than I inhabits its depths. And while I cannot confirm it from what I've seen, appears more than malicious or benevolent, crafty or dull. It appears curious.
So it wants to know and learn.
I mean, I've been around less time than it, and I know a lot more than it, so I don't know what it's been doing with its time, but I guess.
I don't know anything about it other than what you've told me, so I can only speculate. It likely has less agency than you do, so it hasn't had a chance to learn as much as you have.
Oh, can you hear me?
That yes, but if you said anything before that, no.
Okay, because I did, and it wasn't lighting up. I'm like, oh shit, don't tell me it fucking disconnected again. She goes, tomato, tomato. And you, little fairy boy.
Yeah.
I am not going to eat you.
Oh, good. I appreciate that.
But there are many others that now know the name Passeth and would like to.
I've been made aware.
As long as you hold to that responsibility, you wouldn't want to impart it on another.
Nah, that's all me. I wouldn't dream of it.
Passeth, roll an insight check.
Ba, ba, ba. Rolling inside. $21.
You look at her, and when you say you wouldn't dream of it, there's a I would say, a mirthless chuckle that escapes her lips as she turns away.
Ominous. I don't say that out loud.
Yeah.
Passeth does have a sense of self-preservation.
So, she turns back to Estelle.
The entire time she's been thinking of what exactly this would mean and entail. And it's she's thinking about friends and family, old and new, about what they would think of this if she went through with it, if somehow they found out or if she told them. Ultimately, she comes to the decision. She says, Gertrude, thank you very much for your concern. But I think that I'm going to do this my way. This is not a slight against you in any way. I don't mean for it to be, at least, but I would rather find people, find my family with my own abilities, my own strength, my own power. I appreciate this gesture very much, but I'll have to decline. Thank you for the opportunity.
Her hand retracts. She looks at you, then looks at her hand, and then places her hand over the fire, and you can hear the crackling of flesh as she brings her hand back, with it the fire that she created, leaving with you the smaller campfire from before. And while shrouded in darkness, she looks at all of you and says, if you are ever down by Ember Hollow again, please feel free. My door will be open.
Leanna will nod. Not sure what to say to this.
Alright. Be sure to visit.
I give her a deep bow.
off in the distance, you hear, "What the fuck is that?" And you see two guards who were probably alerted by the smell are now turning the corner and seeing this 12-foot jaundiced-eyed hag just looming over you guys. And she goes, "Yeah, I think I should bounce. Bye." And in a shroud of leaves, she disappears as the men run up to you guys. "What just happened?"
A lot.
Just,
It,
just burning undead.
yeah. That was. So we found. We found an undead in the city, and we didn't want to cause a panic, but I guess we kind of didn't think it 100% through. We wanted to, I guess, give a sorry.
If you could get Taya here, we could explain.
Yeah, please.
I'll say one person roll a persuasion check.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Estelle would gladly let Leona do that.
Persuasion with advantage, because I'm charismaing a creature.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a 26.
Okay, you did. Okay, weird. Didn't come up on roll 20.
That's odd.
But yeah, I see it on D&D Beyond.
I don't see it on roll 20 either. That is super weird.
They say, yeah, right. We will, if there's a monster around, we should alert her as soon as possible. Did it look orcish in any way?
No, it was
No.
not an orc in any way, shape, or form.
Definitively.
Well, then she's not over here, at least. That's some good news. We will get Taya as soon as possible. Are you sure you want to stay camped out here and not inside the walls where it's safer?
We'll be fine.
Yeah. We've seen our own fair share of combat experience, so if something does happen, we can take care of ourselves. Thank you, though.
More comfortable out here.
Understood. Be safe. And they leave. Would you guys like to take your long rest now?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Then, with that out of the way, and the night finally giving you a second to breathe, you all are able to take a long rest. Now, I know this is going to sound bad, but it's not. Trust me. Can I get a Constitution saving throw from everyone?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that.
6. I don't know why it
6.
rolled again, but 6.
16.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural.
Okay. So, as morning creeps up, you all are getting yourselves rested and all of your resources replenished. Passeth, out of the group, you are the first one to awaken. And you awaken to the sight of a bluish-gray dwarf man who is just staring at you in the face. Good morning!
Morning, Malmont. Thank you for not waking us up. It was a long day yesterday. You missed it.
Oh,
Right
I
when
was,
we were leaving. Oh, sorry, wait, go ahead.
oh, he was just gonna say, oh, I was about to say the same to you.
You missed it. Right when we were leaving the theater, we were attacked again by Elena. We did a quick battle. She ran away, and we followed her. I was able to track her down to a building, and we were able to find the maestro, that crazy musician man with a mask. We were able to take him down. Turns out he was undead, like a zombie. It was
Wait,
nasty.
wait, wait, what?
Yeah, it turns out he was a zombie type thing.
No, you've. He puts his hands up and goes, the freaky musician guy with the mask and the violin thing. You saw him.
Yeah.
Malman just kind of looks at the ground.
Did you see him too?
Yeah, we went after the human lady, Taya. That yeah, she brought me back to the castle and started asking me a bunch of questions about the Underdark, and I told her about the the Duergar's reputation with the Svirneflin, and how the Diansuchi have helped the Svirneflin since, oh god, I can't even remember how long. And kept most of my kin at bay. A lot of the drow down there too. Yeah, apparently the humans don't really know much about their own history, because she was shocked to hear that there was a whole race of humans down there. But at
Interesting.
oh, is it?
Yeah, I've never heard that either.
You don't know about the Dianzuchi?
Ah,
Huh.
I mean, I'm not originally from here. I'm from the Feywild.
Well, yeah, that would explain that then. Oh God, what was that? Oh yeah,
Crazy musician guy.
yeah, crazy musician guy. Yeah, while we were talking, she's giving me a lot of water too, which was weird. Anyway, while we were talking, we heard some music and we went outside and we found the crazy musician guy, and she started, swiping away at him and like trying to get him down. I tried to like. I was kind of tapped on my magic, so I couldn't really do much. So I tried to hit him with my hammer, my axe. My axe didn't work too good. I swung and I missed, and then I swung again. I missed again. I got tripped up a little bit. I fell down. I got back up. I swung. I missed again. I'll be honest with you. Wasn't my proudest moment.
It happens.
But yeah, it was so weird because like, what did the magic guy that you saw, did he look the same as he did in the theater?
Yeah, we looked at the wounds, and they were in the exact same spots that the Leanna had threw cards at him. Same cuts from the cards that she remembers giving him.
Huh. Because this one was a little bit different. He kind of had this, his outfit looked a little bit different. It was black instead of the reddish color he had, and Although he was still red, his hair was red, but he looked different but acted the same.
That's what I was worried about. We were able to take down one of them and we burned the body because they're actually undead. I think it's the masks. I think it's the masks that are controlling them.
At this time, Estelle, you wake up.
What's going on?
Just a theory, but I figure that he 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 wasn't giving it his all in the fight either, so I don't think he was that worried about going down, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
she's just
think
like,
I think I think it was just the mass and we took down a Mad Maestro, but
wait,
probably not the Mad Maestro.
hey, uh, what? And she's,
So it
she's,
also makes sense for why he's able to be in multiple places at once, and you see that Paseth is talking to Malmund. He's
dude,
just rambling on about this.
yeah, it's Estelle literally is just waking up, so she's still a little bit out of it. So wait, multiple places, what? And then registering Malman's here. Oh, Malman, hi.
Hi, I got another snow globe.
Ooh, definitely want to see that.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, yeah. But uh, sorry, go on.
sorry, yeah. Apparently a lot happened between us, and he goes over what he told Paseth.
Oh, okay. So you also met him, but that time he had the music. Oh, why do I have the feeling that the guy we got wasn't actually the maestro and was just dressed up to look like him?
No, we got a Maestro. Gertrude was happy enough with the delivery. She would know. She is
Okay,
what she is. I'm
okay,
pretty sure we just got a Maestro out of like probably a whole lot. I can
okay,
only assume.
okay. So now you also fought the maestro. Did he have the crack in his mask?
Uh, I, that was something I actually found weird. He didn't.
Okay, neither did ours. So either all three of them are different, or got a new mask, or it got fixed. I don't know.
This thing, if the Mad Maestro has a patron, that's otherworldly godly stuff going on. I think maybe the masks are alive and they themselves are the Mad Maestro. They just are using these undead husks to
As bodies.
puppet around to be bodies, yeah.
That, I mean, currently it's more so a hypothesis than a theory, but yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I mean, remember he acted a lot more in pain when that guiding bolt hit him in the face, right in the nose. He
Oh,
was
that.
grabbing onto it and it looked like it really hurt.
Yeah.
At this time,
Okay.
Leanna, you wake up.
Groggily roll to my feet and just try and shake the sleepiness off. She was exhausted after all that running.
Yeah.
Morning. Hi, Mama.
Morning. I got a new snow globe also. And he explains the situation.
Leanna's eyes snap open and all vestiges of grogginess fly away. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Well, wait. Did the one that you fought speak?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Did the voice sound the same as the one that we fought in the theater?
It sounded male and muffled. It just... It sounded like a normal, kind of humanish sound, maybe an elf.
Yeah, I could see that. But from your description, you said that he had red hair and darker clothes.
Yeah.
So they are different vessels.
So
I'm
it's not
also
that.
thinking,
So
yeah,
it's not.
the masks are controlling them.
Maybe? My thought is that the patron isn't resurrecting the maestro every time that he's fallen.
He's
The
finding
patron
new
is
ones.
or transferring consciousness or building a personality, the same personality wholesale, and implanting it in someone.
Honestly, all of these are very valid questions and potential answers, but for now, we don't really have much to go by.
We need to go back in. I need to perform if they want me to.
Yeah.
You need to
We have
perform.
rings.
We need
We
to get
have
the
rings.
rings. You need to provide fairy luck. And we also need to talk to Taya.
And yeah, and I need to do my act, which I think I just sold myself as telling stories. I should probably
Yes.
figure out some way to make it better. I can use germ magic to make it
Yeah.
pizzazzy.
Yeah. Tell stories about the constellations.
Yeah. Yeah, that could
Uh,
work.
Oh, also, Melman, I have something for you. I worked on it a little bit last night. It's not my best work, but it's something nice just for a friend. And I passed him a wooden little medallion with a thundercloud and a lightning bolt in it.
his mouth drops agape and his eyes sparkle and he just delicately takes it and he just in an absolute like gleeful moment he just jumps up and does a heel click and says, "This is awesome," and he puts it
Oh,
around
thank
his
you.
neck. Best souvenir I've gotten so far.
Just because it's coming from a friend.
He kind of tears up when you say friend. So, with the work done, there's still so much to do on this adventure. and so much to see, and so much to be discovered. And we'll continue that next week.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Oh boy!
This is a biggie. This was a biggie.
yeah.
Good stuff.
I love the fact that the realization of a underground human civilization was the least important thing that was taken away from that conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Estelle and Leanna don't know about it. They were asleep.
Yeah, Passive doesn't really,
Oh,
he's not in that kind of mindset.
when I apologize. When I said that he told you everything he told you told
Oh.
Passeth.
Oh.
Okay.
Leanna would have probably reacted a little bit, but that's not what she's focused on right now.
Very fair.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Same for Estelle.
So, yeah, that was an amazing session. Thank you guys for being my players. Thank you. No problem. And thank you for listening to this actual play. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.